quick video. There's three things that I want to talk about when it comes to dating that people haven't really tied into, and I think it's very important. But to start with, this is a beautiful pool, don't you think? Nice rooftop, almost half infinity pool right on the edge of the city. It's nice. Three things that I think are really important. Number one, you have to play the dating game with the rules that exist. You can't just make up your own rules and handicap yourself. When the rules are already set, you need to understand what the rules are and not handicap yourself, if that makes any sense. Let me explain. How often do women have this problem, okay? And this is me defending women's problems, and I'll get to us in a second. You wait for that. Number one is women have to remain virgins to find a good husband, or find a good guy, or a high quality man. That's the theory. They have to remain virgins until they find the right man. While every single man that they date is trying to sleep with them. And if they make one mistake because they're inexperienced, they lose their virginity, they lose their innocence. He breaks her heart. They're now kind of tainted, right? And then they go and bounce through bad man after bad man after bad man, and next thing you know, they're 30 years old, they're wise enough, but they're too old to take advantage of the wisdom, and they've kind of run the cock carousel, and they find themselves in a bad situation. That's the rules of the game. They somehow need to get lucky when they're 18. Okay? Now on the flip side, a man has to be honest, loyal. He cannot cheat on women, and he can't lie to women. He can't be a bad man. Society tells him that he can't have a rotation of secret girlfriends on the side while he's trying to protect his best interests. He needs to be loyal to one woman, and then he needs to get married and have kids with that one woman. And what inevitably happens with at least 50% of society? Well, he loses his kids. He loses half of his money in the divorce court because society is seriously rigged in that aspect of it. And then his ex-wife will spend all of her days slandering him, creating fake lies and propaganda, saying how much of a bad husband he was. And then he loses his kids' love as well. He ends up alone. They're both kind of the same in a way when you think about it. You've got the woman that is kind of a little bit on the naive, inexperienced side when she's got the best opportunity to find the highest quality man. And then you've got the man who's also inexperienced, and he's supposed to be honest and hardworking and loyal. And if he's not experienced enough, he's going to find himself in a lot of cases a damaged girl who's going to take advantage of him and ruin his life. And so you've got this rigged situation. So 3, we get to the solution. If you're a male, you have to have a large volume of girls that you are meeting and dating, and you have to have at least a year to get to know them. So it's not only have a whole bunch of girls that you're secretly dating. That means that you will have to lie. That means that you will have to cheat. That means you will have to break all of the societal norms to try to find a good one, while simultaneously trying to keep all of them going at the exact same time for as long as possible until they show their craziness. That's how you solve your problem. Nobody's telling men that these days. All they're doing is with the female problem of, oh, she's young and she's innocent and men are taking advantage of her. What they do is they call every man a pedophile that wants to date an 18-year-old. And then they say, look, oh, you're not man enough to date a 40-year-old woman. You can't handle a woman that has kids, a single mother. So society's rigged to, in this day and age, in the West, not in the majority of the world, by the way. It's only in the collapsing Western economies that this is happening, by the way, that it's rigged in favor of women so that they, and you gotta have some empathy for them when they're naive and 18 to 21, when they're like under 25, they still might want to, they might not be wise enough to find a good man, obviously. And so later on, what we've done is we've rigged society to benefit women in the later stages when we're wealthy already. In fact, we should be more traditional in the West because they're wealthier. When in fact, in most Asian countries, developed countries, China is a great example. You're a leftover woman at 25 if you're not married. And so, anyway, I thought someone's saying hello. Someone's saying hello through the mics? Maybe she's listening to my misogynistic advice. So anyway, as a man, you need to have volume. And that will also mean that on a night like tonight, you're going to have to double book girls. Some girls might not turn up. This goes right back to the very beginning of when you're meeting girls. If you can line up 3 girls on a night like tonight, you got 3 girls that are going to meet you at the local, well, meet you out for a date, and you can meet all 3 and space it out a couple of hours in between. You're technically cheating, you're technically lying, you're technically doing all of these bad things. But you have to understand that the game is rigged, and there's pros and cons for men and women. We've covered the women, but for a man, if you're honest, you're going to have to date 1 girl. What happens after the 2nd or 3rd date and she leaves you? You've wasted all that time. You're going to be 50 before you find a decent girl. You have to date her for at least a year before some craziness comes out. And so if you can stack it in your favor by having not only multiple dates, then locking in multiple girls that you're dating, and then over a year's time, all of those girls that you're dating, the crazy's going to show out. And then over time, within a shorter period of time of going full rogue like this, you will find yourself a proper girlfriend. And this is all tied into 3, is that eventually you're going to have to cash in your chips. This is one thing that people don't recognize when they look at dating advice for men. They think that men just want to fuck forever. That's not the case. I would say most men, when they find the right girl, will cash in their chips. They will. And so if you're looking to cash in your chips and find that girl, sell, get out of the market, and find yourself a wife with all the risks that entails. Also, I've got an article called Baby Arbitrage, if you're interested, which is tied into this. But 3, you need to stack them, have a rotation. You have to lie, cheat, and steal your way through it, and that will shorten the amount of time that you spend out here, and you'll find a girl that you can cash in your chips with sooner rather than later. But if you listen to the advice, especially in the rigged West at the moment, you're going to lose, and most men do lose. We're not in the developing Eastern societies where their economies are thriving and they're getting wealthy. We're in the declining West that is giving all the money to women while the rest of the society collapses around us. That's why Passport Bros is so popular right now. But anyway, that's my 3 tips. You have to lie, cheat, and steal your way to find yourself the right girl, and you need to do it, and it will shorten the amount of time until you find her. See you guys in the next video.